Welcome to PelviBiz podcast. I'm Dr. Kelly Alhooie. I've grown my pelvic health practice, orthopelvic physical therapy, and now I'm helping pelvic health professionals do the same. Each week, I give you the knowledge you need to grow your practice. Let's get into today's episode. Today, I'm going to talk about how to build a support system, especially for us entrepreneurs. Many people that come into the PelviBiz community say, Kelly, I just don't know if my husband's going to be on board. I just don't know how I'm going to get him on board for this. I hear that all the freaking time. And when I first started this journey, my husband wasn't on board. And, everyone asked me, Kelly, how do you convince your husband? To be honest, or your spouse? There is no convincing. The best thing that you can do is show them. Show them why you want this so bad. Show them what you're made of. And I know it sounds like, I got to kind of prove myself as female entrepreneurs. That's the last thing I want to do. I already have so much on my plate. Now I got to prove myself to my spouse. What? Yes, that's what you got to do. When I first started out, I had $800 in my bank account and I invested in a $3,000 coaching program. And my husband and I got in a massive fight. He was like, don't do it. This person's a scam. They're going to scam you. This is ridiculous. Why would you even think about investing in these people? You're going to lose any money that you don't already have. It was bad. The stuff he was saying, it was bad. There was no confidence building whatsoever. And and it's not really his fault. Looking back on it, he was just terrified for me and thought that someone was trying to rip me off. And he knew I couldn't even afford to begin with. So he was like, just don't do it, basically, because he was so scared. So he was putting his fear on me. But my gut was saying, no, I'm going to go for this. I'm just going to do it. I know if I just have guidance that I can actually do the thing. And so I did it. I invested in this program. My husband honestly left the house. He stormed out. I'm bawling, crying. And finally he came back and I stopped crying. And the rest is history. I started orthopelvic and within 1 month I was able to replace my income. That's how you show them. Okay, well, we couldn't afford $3,000, but in the first month with guidance, I was able to make $8,000. So if you guys put in $3,000 of any investment and you get $8,000 back, do you guys think that that is a good investment? Heck yeah, it is. That's an amazing investment. So that's what it should be like when you're like, hey, who do I need for support? Okay, this is just one of the ways. Why do I need support as an entrepreneur? Let me tell you this. Entrepreneurship can be very lonely. Most of us get into this because we actually don't want to be entrepreneurs. But the way the healthcare system is being set up and being, portrayed is we can't continue the way this is going. We can't continue to get our pay decreased. We can't continue to put notes before patients. That's not what's in our soul. It's not. I don't want to sit there and check all the boxes just so you get paid by the insurance company. Why my patient's looking at me being like, what the heck, why aren't you treating me? Meanwhile, I still can't even use the freaking tools that I learned in PT school and therefore even after the fact because I'm trying to click all these boxes in the notes. No, thank you. No one wants to continue to work like that. They don't. Everyone's over it. So where does that lead us? You either quit your job completely and not get another one, or you decide to become an entrepreneur and start your own practice or start your own online business, whatever it is. And that is the only way that you're going to be able to get ahead. It really is, especially in today's world. So back to why we need support. We need support because we don't know what the heck we're doing. Because PT school or, OT school or PTA school, they didn't teach us this stuff. They didn't teach us how to even open up a business bank account. They didn't teach us any of this stuff. They just taught us how to use our hands. And the only value that they taught us was our hands, and that if we don't use these things, then we're not valuable. Instead, they should have taught us how to use our mind. And that's what actually truly makes us valuable, is our minds. So you need to be involved with other like-minded entrepreneurs so that they can give you that support. Because more than likely, this is not for everyone, because I have met entrepreneurs that their husbands are like gung-ho about them starting, and it is amazing, okay? Over 50% is the opposite. What I experience is they're not really on board. They're scared for them. So if your spouse is scared for you, then who do you have cheering you on? Who is it? Like, my number one person was my mom. My mom was the only person that believed in orthopelvic and said, go ahead, Kelly, start orthopelvic. That was the only person that gave me confidence to say, yes, you should do this. And I said, okay, at least one person believes in me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this. In addition to that, like, how do you create the support system around you that you really need? You find like-minded groups. So PelviBiz is a group for like-minded pelvic health therapists, OTs, PTs to come together and collaborate and give each other support, in addition to, even if your spouse is not supporting you, or even if your spouse is supporting you. But truly, our spouses truly don't know, no offense to them, they don't truly know what entrepreneurship entails. They may see it from the outside, but they don't really know like everything that goes on. The people in PelviBiz group, they have a clue. They have more than a clue. They definitely have more than a clue of what is going on, because they're living it. They're going through it every single day. They're feeling all the emotions, the highs, the lows, the problems every single day. How are you going to solve it? Once you solve it, then you come up with another problem. And that sounds like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with all these problems. But the problems, as you grow, actually start to become better problems to have. But in the beginning, they're harder problems because you really have no clue how to solve them. So that's when you really need a support system and people that actually get it. So finding a mentor, finding a group that are, like I said, all pelvic health therapists. So that would be an amazing group. I found over this last year, when I was having lots of medical issues with this staph infection all over my face, I needed a massive web of support. So I always say you need your web. You got to cast your web. You're in the middle of the web, and who is around you that's going to actually be supporting you? So this past year, when I was dealing with a fair amount of these health issues, I needed a big web. I needed a personal trainer to motivate me to get my butt off this desk and out of my bed and go and actually lift weights. I needed a chef, so we hired a chef. I needed food to be ready when I needed it ready, so that I can eat consistently and my blood sugar not be all over the place. So we hired a chef. I needed a mental health therapist to help me be able to work stuff out, and the fact of to keep me like feeling like what I was doing was the right direction to go. And I just needed advice. And so she was there to help me kind of walk me through that. Any kind of friends as well that you have that you can pull into your web that are actually, really supportive of you, not Debbie Downer friends. Okay. Any hobbies that you have that could, eventually give you some kind of creative side, and let that creative side go. That's really good to have in your web. Maybe it's your parents. If your parents are still alive, like maybe you can talk to your parents, and that's the support group that you need. My mom is my go-to. She is the person I talk to every single day. I talk to her about everything and anything, and she helps me, gives me advice. I need her in my web. If you have kids, maybe you have your parents around to help, or maybe you hire a nanny or a babysitter to help with the kids, and that's going to give you support. So what around you is going to give you the support that you need so that you can continue to do what you're passionate about without sacrificing other things. And you can have it all. You really can have it all. You just have to have the right support system. And speaking of support system, I mean, this is really I would say over the last 2 months is where I really want to drive the PelviBiz mission forward, and the fact that I want to get a group of us together and really do adventurous things and use those challenges and push past them. And then that's going to be able to give us confidence to push past it in business. And so soon I'm looking for a group of people that truly just want to hang out, do something different that they haven't experienced, that I haven't experienced. And together, we travel around the US and we do amazing things and have amazing experiences, because that I know is only going to help every single person in business, including myself. Because when you're challenged with something different and you have the support system around you that's like, hey, I'm going to do this with you, I'm going to go through this with you, that's what makes it epic. That's what makes you be able to get through it. If you did this stuff alone, you may get there, but it's going to take you a heck of a lot longer, and it's going to be a big headache to you. So support is massive, especially for us females, and our hormones are always changing. So depending on when you're on your cycle, you may need more support than other people. And that's okay. That's a-okay, So who is in your web? That's what I really want you guys to think about, is who is in your web and who's going to support you through this journey. And it's an amazing, amazing journey to be on. I would never go back to working for someone else. I truly will always be an entrepreneur from here on out. I never wanted to be one, but the reason I love it so much is the journey to it. And can I play the game, and can I stay in the game? And who wants to be along that journey with us, And if you do, reach out. Seriously, reach out. If you're someone that's like, hey, I need support, I want support, then please contact me. Let me know. I'm always willing to talk, and see what we can do to hang out. So hopefully you have a great day, guys. I consider myself a business and life coach. Are you ready to live the life of your dreams as an entrepreneur? If so, let's chat. See the episode notes below and go ahead and book a call. See you all next week.